So what questions do people ask? These are some of the FAQs that I get. And the thing is, when I answer questions about this, I don't immediately go to a scientific explanation. I try to go to a metaphorical explanation, you know, some everyday kind of thing about it. So why do kids get these vaccines? Well, these are things that are common in the population. They cause terrible disease in kids, and researchers have developed vaccines for them. So like pneumococcus, bad disease, common in kids, got a vaccine. Same with rotavirus. Anthrax, bad disease, not common in kids. We got a vaccine, but I've never given an anthrax vaccine. And RSV, oh, now we have a vaccine. So, and I'll come back to that. I'll come back to that in a minute. So why the scheduling and spacing? It's based on how they were, you know, how they were tested and approved. Fits the need to get kids immunized as early and safely as possible, because these things are really bad the younger you are. And that state and local jurisdictions decide, you know, all these things. Now, again, as Lana said, I don't get into required versus recommended. I say these vaccines are what your child should get today. So how do vaccines work? This is where I get into a little bit of storytelling. I'll say, all right, thing we want to vaccinate against, say a rotavirus. It's like a small beach ball, which would be scary, right? But what scientists or people who are smarter than me have done, have taken little bits of it that are not like something that's part of me, and they have created a vaccine so that when that gets into someone's body, the immune system's gonna go, wait a minute, that's not me, that's something else, that's a bad thing. The immune system is kind of like the cop on the beat, wandering around and saying, that's Kenny. That's Kenny. I'm Kenny, by the way. That's Kenny. That's Kenny. Wait a minute, that's not Kenny. We're taking you into the station house. And that's when it goes to the bone marrow or a lymph node, and we get all kinds of immunity to it, and a wanted poster gets up. So when this shows up again, anything attached to it is going to be attacked by the immune system. And I found that people kind of go, oh, that makes sense. I can see that. So isn't this too much at once? Well, and here's where one of the things I think is very important. I never say no. I don't start out by saying no. Isn't this too much at once? I'll say, yeah, it does seem like a lot, doesn't it? There are a lot of things we can protect your child against, which I think is great. The thing is that your child's immune system is already dealing with thousands of different microorganisms. From the time your child was born, their body was being exposed to viruses and bacteria and funguses. And right now, sitting on your lap, your child's immune system is negotiating with all of this, figuring out what's friendly, what's helpful, what's not, what's just sort of there. And so these vaccines we give, that's a drop in the bucket. That's nothing. But what it does is it gives your child an early warning in case these bad things show up, because if they do show up, it can take about a week for the body's immune system to respond to them. And a lot of bad stuff can happen in that time. This way, your child's immune system is ready right away. And the younger the child is, obviously, the worse it is. So if they say, isn't it, you know, I mean, I do have kids who are delayed in their vaccines, and I have to give a whole bunch of jabs the same day. I'll say, yeah, it does seem like a lot. I get it, and it's no fun. But there have been studies that look at the child's pain response to one jab versus 3 or 4, and it's really about the same. So why spread it out and do it a whole bunch of times? Let's just get it all over at once. Then your child is done and you're done. And that has actually worked.